Hi everyone, so I'm here with a review of Acid by Emma Pass. So this is Emma Pass's debut novel and all I can say is it was brilliant. Just absolutely fantastic. I was hooked from that very first chapter when Jenna was being a complete badass and I was just sucked into the storyline and I could not wait to see what was going to happen. So this book is about our main character called Jenna Strong, who is in prison because she murdered her parents. And then stuff happens and yeah. At first I wasn't really sure whether I should like Jenna or not because she was imprisoned for killing her parents and I was kind of like, should I really like a murderer? But she was just such a likeable character that I couldn't help but really like her. She was just a strong, determined girl and being in jail didn't break her spirit. And she was just such a badass. I loved her. So Acid are basically like the government in this book. They rule the IRB. I can't remember what IRB stands for. Something Republic of Britain, I think. It's not the UK anymore. The UK is now known as IRB. So yeah. And Acid are basically brutal police force and they're complete assholes. So I was really shocked when our next character Max came into the book. I didn't expect to see him. And plus, because of everything that happened with Jenna and Max's dad, I really didn't expect to see him in it and I was really shocked when he just appeared. But Max was a sweet, kind, naive character and he had such a positive effect on Jenna and I just absolutely loved Max. There was romance in this book and it was interlaced in amongst all the action. It wasn't the main focus of this book because there's a hell of a lot going on, so the romance had to take a back seat, which I was pretty happy about. But I really did enjoy the romance. It definitely wasn't insta love because there was no declarations of love and whatever in this book at all. Not even by the end. There was no declarations of love and it was like a breath of fresh air with the whole romance stuff and I just loved this romance so much. There was so much action going on in this book with people trying to discover what acid really do, the whole thing going on with the IRB. Then you have Free, which is an organisation working against acid, and then you have the NRA, which are a rebel group, which in this book the ones that we met were led by this guy called Jacob, and they were doing everything they could to get acid out of power and they didn't really care how many people they hurt or whatever, and Jacob was kind of a psycho, so yeah. The one thing that kind of annoyed me about this book was the amount of name changes that Jenna had, and I couldn't keep track by the end. I was like, should I call her Jenna? Should I call her by her other names? What should I really, who is she this time? I couldn't keep track of who she was at different points in this book and I started to get pretty confused. But other than that, I just loved it. So this is a standalone as far as I'm aware, but the ending does sort of hint that there could be a second book, but it also wraps things up very nicely so that it could stay a standalone, and I'm actually really hoping that it stays a standalone because it's just such a fantastic novel on its own that I think it would probably be ruined if there was a second one. So I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it and I definitely recommend picking this one up. So that is my review for Acid by Emma Pass. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone!